Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You're through to Culture Journal podcast. I am your host, Alex Murdoch. Yes, indeed. Um, for all my new listeners, welcome. For all my old listeners, or my consistent, loyal listeners, welcome back. And thank you for your support. Thank you all for your support. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. There's been a journey, but I'm aware that certain people have been there since the beginning. And but what matters is the fact that everybody has some way, shape, or form, found their way to experience what I've tried to express and somewhat resonates with it. I think that's an important part of what I do and what I'm trying to create. The community I'm trying to create. I think it's important. Just think my just need a little change there. Yeah. I think it's important. And if you notice, in a somewhat of a new setting currently, I thought it was important to get something a bit more, just bear with me, I'm just changing things slightly as far as the setup and evolving slowly with time, maturation is, as you know, it takes time. It takes time. So I'm just going with things and, trying to improve the optics. And there's a reason behind this. I would like to, I think I mentioned before, I like to have a bit more discussions in person. And I would like to make this setting, this location, my first place, my first trial to invite people to have a discussion with me, to speak about, what my platform puts out there. And just keep evolving with things pretty much. So here we are. But let's not waste any time. Let's get into things. Something to share. I was prepping and well, first and foremost, as the terrain stands, I like to, because I'm aware I have, people listening from different parts of the world, and I'm based in London. So, first and foremost, hope everyone's doing well. I think I said that already. But London is on chill mode right now, so you can see, or you'd imagine, it's not the warmest place. Now, it's, if you know anything about London weather, it's very on and off, inconsistent. 2 days ago, you asked me, man, it felt like Marbella in here, but it's not the same right now. Busy wrapping myself in cotton and wool. Busy wrapping myself in cotton wool, so to speak. had this thought also. Have you ever had the experience with one or more that some people just want to take? Food for thought. But I just wanted to throw that out there. First things first. The quote for today. It states, looking into the great beyond until I ruminate, then tell it as a prophecy like ice packs of the holy hidden in my fridge, packing with potential, call it energetic archive. Looking to strive what first had to graduate from nightmares and staying alive. Now I want to live. Call the realization. Call that the realization of the universal seed. Just know that to feed the world, one has to give. Got to breathe, then live and relive. You know, I think there's so many processes into what we live, what we experience. But that's neither here nor there. Let me go into the next phase of things. Questions. My first thing to contemplate is, what do you want for something outside of yourself? Is that a thing for you? Are you driven by anything outside of your station? Do you even care? Has it ever dawned on you that to be more, one has to give more? A facet of being more is, in my opinion, is to give more. So let's take it back. What do you want for yourself outside of yourself? What do you want for something outside of yourself? And I suppose I ask this question because I'm aware that certain people, there are some people in this world, or some would argue many, that it doesn't exist to want something outside of something for you. Somewhat of a, intriguing thought. If you're not a somewhat selfless person, you experience something that doesn't benefit you. I suppose that's the ultimate question, Does it have to benefit you for you to care about it? And if it doesn't, does it even matter? I suppose it would have to matter for you to care. And then the following question: has it ever dawned on you that that to be more than one has to give more? I think, as simple as that might sound, it might be a tricky concept for some people. Do you possess the need, to strive for better? Do you possess the need to strive for better? In my opinion, where I'm coming from with this question is, I'm fortunate in that sense. And the reason why I think I'm fortunate is because I've always wanted to be better, to strive for better. Starting with myself, you know. It initiates with self, as always, you know. It goes back to the whole concept of empathy. You know, you have to empathize with self before. Pardon me. You have to empathize with self before you can empathize with someone else. Another analogy to that is, you know, you're on the plane, they ask you to put your mask on first before you put your mask on for anybody else. You know. But I digress. Let's move on to the next. Do you possess the need? Sorry, I just said that one. What do you want for the world? And this, you know, at this point, this question is, if you're following where I'm going with this, is somewhat of a pyramid concept with these questions. I think you might get lost to a degree if you don't relate to the first from the beginning. So at this point, you know, what do you want for the world? You know, if something has to matter for you to care for it, and then things change, you know. It brings me back to another thing, or I suppose you could say an example, where you think about they call it a magnifying microscopic level magnification, where you have a cell and you put it on a magnifying glass and it blows up a universe to you, in a sense, you know, so to speak. And it sort of opens up a whole new world for you, you know. And then now take that concept, bring it back to this. Something matters, then you care for it, and suddenly, now just suddenly, if you follow me, suddenly it opens up a brand new world for you. I think those are quite, I hope you understand where I'm going with this. And so you're aware, it brings awareness, and you see so much from a lens that perhaps you thought you may never relate or be privy to see from. To me, that's a very intriguing thing, you know. That's a very intriguing thing, because to me, it's like that concept alone is like traveling the world. It's the reason why we enjoy art, right? You know, articles, writing. It's the reason why somebody's opinion, in my humble thoughts, why it matters so much, because we see so much that we may never be privy to by just seeing through our own eyes. That's what I'm thinking in mind. To go even further, what does ambition mean to you? You know, what does ambition mean to you? And I don't mean in the whole generic, oh man, I want to be, something in life. I think this is more of a life type of conversation, pertaining to life type of conversation, not necessarily just strictly, standard of living and materialistic, etc., etc. I think it's more pertaining to just life, you know. So yeah, the question is, what does ambition mean to you? And I suppose it highlights so many of the other things that we mentioned before, like wanting more for the world, like you'd want something for yourself, want more for yourself, you know. It's there's a lot of food for thought, you know. I just wanted to share. What is the driving force of your being? What makes you tick? What makes you want to get up in the morning outside of yourself? And as much as I'm saying outside of yourself, let's be real, everything relates back to you. But at the end of the day, these questions, they really probe into your values, and perhaps they need refining, perhaps they need elevating. And I think these are topics, these are questions that we can ask ourselves and really grasp how much growth we've done over the years, whether it's something we're happy with or something perhaps we're lacking. Food for thought. What lies at the great beyond of your vision? Do you have a vision? Do you care to create one if you don't? You know, I think it's one of the pinnacles of, in my case, manhood, or the opposite sex finding something, like a woman finding something that they think, it's everything. It takes life to a different meaning, growth, being better, being something that stands for more than self. I think at the end of the day, there is something to be said when you find something that somewhat you embrace and it becomes bigger than yourself, where to a degree your sacrifice, in case there is a sacrifice, it will never be in vain, because what you stand for is something so great that you're bound to have somebody to pick up the mantle or the baton after you're gone. I think, and at this point we're talking about monuments, Goliath like monuments, in the whole ecosystem that is pertaining to your being, and and just being in this life and making and making an impact, making a punch that leaves fingerprints. I hope that was clear. You know, I think these are such pivotal questions after a while, if only to redefine or find deeper meaning. Let's be real, this is poetry, art, platform. So, of course, you know, this is what we speak. So I like to just when I'm by myself or broadcasting by myself, I like to have conversations like these where perhaps brain pickers, where we, you know, I'm able to really just share thoughts, questions, give my opinion on them also. You know, these are pivotal times that we can really speak, express about things. So I thought it was appropriate to do something and just, well, this was a plan anyway, but it's something I'm looking to focus on and just, you know, trying to bring everything all together. I have another episode coming up soon with a good friend of mine, and looking forward to having him on the platform. But as I said, outside of my guest episodes, looking to just have conversation like these. You know, I just break down thought, expressions, you know, and I hope everybody relate and can, you know, follow me and hopefully appreciate what I'm putting out there. And but regardless, you know, I'm aware that the following has grown, or in terms of the listeners, and I just want to say I appreciate everyone that's supported the platform. It means a lot, and it's never going to stop, you know. But on the positive spin, I wanted to just put out there that the new book is almost upon us. And I must say as well, you know, I do apologize for taking so long to put another book out there so far. Regardless of what it is, it's been too long. So I'm looking forward to this, but it won't be that long for the next one afterwards, which should be in the new year. But let's stay in the here and now. The next one will be on the 27th of July is the release date. And then we have the 10th of August I'm having a book launch, my first ever book launch, and I'm really looking forward to it. It will be, if anyone's in London, it will be in East London. If any listeners that would like to venture, it will be in East London at the Dalston Lounge. Please come along and spend some time with me. Between 6 and 9 ideally, but it might spill over towards 10 o'clock. But yes, between 6 and 9, looking to have this book launch. to share. Looking to have a few of my friends perform poetry. Um, so it's going to be great. I'm excited and just want to everybody to just share the moment with me, and it's going to be so positive. So, but apart from that, if you're if you want to see a bit more of what I have or I'm about to put out there, the book will be available on Amazon primarily. But as always, I do have my own site. So if you want to order from there instead, that's dien.uk. Mainly for people in the UK, that site. People outside, Amazon will be your best chance to get what I put out there. But yeah, so much more to come, but at the same time, just taking time to be thorough about about the here and now, and do the work as I like to think of it. And we do what we do, so I appreciate everyone. And but thank you, thanks for the support and everyone that's contributed to the growing of the platform. It's been great. But you will see me sooner than later, that's for sure. But yes, a lot of things going on, so stay tuned, and we'll speak soon. Have a good day.